What's up, guys? Mari and Jerome here from the Bonsai Supply, and today in a coffee with Mari and Jerome,
we have a special guest. He runs one of our favorite Instagram accounts. He's very creative. He has a special interest on jades, and he runs the Instagram Little Jade Bonsai. Let's meet him.
Hey guys, my name is Gilbert Cantu, and I'm with Little Jade Bonsai, and I'm from Corpus Christi, Texas.
Thank you so much for being with us today. And of course, our first question is going to be, how do you like to drink your coffee?
Well, I like the Pike Place Starbucks. I use little pods, and I like it with a lot of cream and a lot of Splenda. So yeah, it's like, it looks pretty light in color. But yeah, it's good. I'm actually a late coffee drinker. I just started like, I don't know, 2-3 years ago for the first time. And I was always, energy drinks and that kind of thing. And anyway, just decided, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to try it. I'm really going to try it because I hated the smell of coffee. But yeah, once I got started now, I'm pretty hooked. So,
so Gilbert, tell us, how did you get into bonsai?
Well, my wife was pregnant at the time. We had just got married. This was 19 years ago. She just got pregnant. We moved into our new apartment, and we went to Target buying, of course, all the baby stuff. And this is back when Target had a little garden section, and they had, some of the little Malsai junipers with the glued rocks. And so I saw it, I'm like, and we had just watched The Karate Kid like 2 nights before. So I'm like, I think this is kind of time. I want to try one. And so, yeah, with anything, it's like once a hobby, you start getting into it. So I bought it. Then I started Googling everything, and I started looking on eBay. And within like a month, I think I had like 40 trees in my little patio. I had bought elms and maples don't even grow here, but I bought like so many different species, and I just totally got into it. And after like a month or so, I had killed all of them except for my little jade. And so I'm like, okay. If I can keep this one alive, then then I don't know, maybe I should just focus on that, and because it does here. And then I started to really read up about them, and it's like, well, it's kind of like grow what thrives in your climate, So yeah, I eventually got into other species and ficus, stuff that kind of grows here in South Texas. But that was kind of okay, I'm just going to focus on this and just let me be as good as I can with just this species, because I know I can't kill it. So, so yeah.
Yeah, you're doing a great job. I love your pictures. Your trees look amazing. So you know what you're doing.
Well, it's been a while, so I've had a lot of time to experiment and see what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah. So when was this? You said like you've been doing it for a while now. How many years?
Yeah, this was 19 years ago, so it was early 2000s. And this was around the time when there was a website called Bonsai Talk, and it was like a really big thing. I learned so much information on there. It was really cool. And then for some reason, I don't know why the website was shut down. And so, I joined my local club and learned everything I can from there. But the biggest thing that I struggled with was with the Portulacaria, the little jades. I was getting so much conflicting information from different sources, online. It's like, oh no, you treat it, you don't, they need less water. And yeah, that's true for a jade, for a crassula, but not a Portulacaria. So I kind of like, I was listening to all these different people, getting wrong information. And so it's like, okay, let me basically lock myself in the room with these trees and try experimenting with, water, lighting, everything, and see what, figure it out myself. So yeah, that's kind of, I don't know, it's been really cool because my first tree, and I actually have it, but this is my first tree right here.
Wow.
The one I bought 19 years ago.
Oh yeah,
And
well, I hear the story for sure.
yeah. So yeah, it was like, this was my first one. And it's crazy because, you know, poor tree has been with me through tough times, and, you know, I've neglected it so many times, but it never died. So I have like about 400 trees now, and most of them have come from this tree right here. So it's kind of cool. I call it the Godfather.
I love it. What would you say is the best feature of the jades in general as a species?
Well, golly, I mean, there's so many things. What I love about them, I'm a very busy person. You know, I have, like, I think I had mentioned, I'm a graphic designer, um, and an artist. So that's my graphic design business is my full-time business. And there are times where I get so busy with work, or when I'm not working on my design business, I'm painting. I do a lot of art commissions. And so there are times, even in the summer, where it's like, I don't even go out to water my trees for like a week or 2 weeks. You know, if I had a juniper and it was middle of summer and I didn't water them, the thing would be fried. You know, so I love the fact that you don't have to, you can baby them, and it's like the more you water them, the more you fertilize them, they just grow faster. But if you're gone like a month and just let them sit, you know, they don't die. You know, they just kind of conserve the water that they have. And so they're like the ultimate tree for, you know, busy people. That's what I love about them. But the other big thing is, I mean, it doesn't take long to develop one of these. You know, you can start 5 years. I always kind of say like 5 years is like the perfect amount of time to turn like a little stick into something that's pretty nice. I love the shohin. I love the smaller ones. They're kind of like, you know, that's my I love them because you could, you know, you can kind of work on them anywhere. You don't need, even when you get old, you know, you get an old man and it's like he's kind of trying to repot a giant tree. You're gonna have to have a potting party. So, you know, I could do this myself, you know. So they're just versatile. I love it. You can style them in any shape, almost any shape, and they're just, I don't know, they're like a tough tree.
How many different varieties of dwarf jades do you have?
Oh man, that I personally grow. I mean, there's the variegated, which I only have like 2 of those. This is one of them here, and I like them. They just grow to me. They take forever to grow. They're real slow growers. You know, you want if they're variegated, you want to kind of keep that variegation. So I don't fertilize them. I kind of leave them. I just water them. But because they take forever to grow, I'm like, I really don't care to grow them. There's the variegated. There's what is the regular one called? Just, I don't know what it's called. It's just a Portulacaria afra. I mean, I don't, you know.
It's called the regular one.
The regular one. I got plenty of the regular ones.
Okay.
You know, and then there's the regular one has the, you know, the cork bark. Some people grow those just for the bark, but they don't really style them very much. So it's kind of like, to me, it's more about the styling. So there's a few that I have that are cork bark. The new variety that I'm really excited on is the Lilliput. And I don't know if y'all seen those before. The Lilliput, or I should have brought one in. It was actually first discovered, I think, like 2015, not too long ago, out of California. And the leaves are like super, super tiny. They're super tiny. They're pointy leaves. As the prostrata kind of, you know, they're smaller leaves, but it kind of, you know, drapes down and they don't really grow up, they grow down. Well, the Lilliput are smaller than those. The leaves are really darker than these, and it grows upward and it grows fast. So I bought one, actually found one at Home Depot, and I picked it up. I'm like, what the hell is this? I've never seen this before. And it said Lilliput, so I started looking it up. So I bought 1 or 2 of them, and now I think I have like 10 that I've kind of taken cuttings, and they're growing really fast. Like I said, they grow faster than this. So that's the one I'm kind of excited about. It's pretty awesome, but they were real small. I mean, there was, they're real little miniature containers, and they say it's more of a true dwarf. I mean, smaller than these. I mean, of course, you can reduce the leaves pretty small, but this other one, I mean, it's really, really small. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. So I'm like really excited about that.
Do you know, do all of these varieties flower the same way as the one that we call the regular one?
I don't know. I have never seen any other ones other than the regular one flower. But I've never had the regular, this species flower at all. And I think it's because I water them and fertilize a ton. Whereas, the ones that I see people that have them that they do flower, they're full sun. They don't fertilize a lot. They probably don't even get that much water to begin with, and then they flower like they would in nature in South Africa.
As far as I understand it, the climate has to be dry in order for them to flower. So that's why they don't flower in Florida, where it's like really humid. And I think
yeah.
the same thing.
Well, what's interesting is I have a friend that I introduced to bonsai a few years back. Well, he got the bug, and then he came to me, and I ended up giving him a tree or two. And he comes over a lot. He lives like less than a mile from here. He has a big one that he found. I don't know where he got it from. He had it by his pool, and it's very humid down here too. He called me last year in the middle of, it was at the end of summer, and he was like, "You're not going to believe this." He's like, "There are flowers on my jade." And I'm like, "You're kidding me." So I ran over there, took my camera. I'm like, because I'd never seen them flower like ever. And it was like, oh my God, it was just this big heavenly thing. Like, there's flowers on this tree. So, and I'm like, well, what did you do? What have you done different? And he's like, well, not really anything. He'll water maybe once a week, but he had it in an area where it was like full sun, and it was at the hottest part of summer here. It wasn't covered in flowers. It had some that had popped out. So I don't know, it's kind of unusual, and I want to make one flower, but I'm just, I hate depriving them of water and fertilizer.
I'm a big fan of your pictures on Instagram. Like, I just love the aesthetics, and like the creativity you have is insane, and I love the figurines the most, the ones that how you use that in the composition. So can you tell us a little more about it? Because there's a lot of controversy on the use of figurines, or just like having fun with your tree. So I love that you do that. And what is your inspiration for that?
Well, okay, so and I hear that too, and I've always heard that. I mean, bonsai it's an art form, and if you're talking Japanese bonsai, I mean, it's like a lot like martial arts. You're very specific with your styles and everything, how you display them. I mean, I'm not entering my trees in shows. I enjoy them in my backyard, as with a lot of people, and it's kind of like you grow it the way, you want it, you grow it so it makes you happy. I mean, I enjoy my trees. They're displayed in my backyard, but not like a display. I mean, there's like their growing area. So, I mean, it's all about having fun, and it's what makes you happy, And I mean, I don't know. I love toy photography. I love Star Wars, kind of, but I don't know. It's kind of like, don't take life so seriously, I mean, these are my trees. I grow them how I want to grow them. Some of them follow, traditional styles, and some of them are kind of, funky, and I don't know. It's just really about what makes you happy. But yeah, I love. I have my little Mr. Miyagi right here.
That's cool.
Yeah, so he's in a couple of my pictures, and then of course my Star Wars stuff. But yeah, it's all about, I don't know. I think it's just all about having fun, and just I don't know, enjoy the ride, and enjoy your trees, and if a branch goes a certain way and you like the way it looks, don't cut it off. I mean, you know, it's all about what you like. And so, I mean, they are your trees, and I don't know, don't take life so seriously, you know?
And it's like it's creating like a little world. I just love it, and your pictures are insane. Like
It
you're a
helps.
great photographer.
It helps with the scale too if you add on figurines. I think with the scale of the trees, that's really cool.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I love photography. You know, I have a really nice. My lens is better than my camera, but it's like it's a telephoto lens, so I kind of stand real far back and then I zoom in. So it's like I can zoom in on anything, and any picture I take with that lens is gonna look good. So I don't know. Add Mr. Miyagi on there, and it always looks good.
What are some of your advices for beginners? Like if you had to give me 3 advices for a beginner starting out in bonsai.
In general?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I would definitely look to joining a club. The amount of knowledge you get just from talking with people that have, you know, that have been doing it. I mean, I learned a ton from my club. I didn't even know a club was here after a few years. So there may be a club in your town and you may not even know it. Definitely a club. I went and I do a lot of course, as a graphic designer, I have to do a lot of research on designs. But when I first got started, I went to, you know, half price books, and I bought every bonsai book I can find. And I mean, that is another, you know, source of inspiration. But yeah, joining a forum, looking on Instagram, I mean, anywhere where you just want to see, it's like, okay, well, what grows? You have to first decide on what grows in your area, what thrives. I love maples. I love junipers. I really love junipers. And I tried so many times to grow them here. And if I miss a couple days in the summer, they just fry, they die. So it's kind of like, well, I can't grow them. You know, I'm going to have to grow what thrives in my area. And then of course I get a lot of people that ask me, that's like, oh, I bought a jade. I'm in Canada and it's really cold here and it's dropping leaves. And I'm like, well, you know, there are things you can do, but it's like, if you really want to get into it, try to find something that's native to your area, or that at least thrives in your area. Then you will probably have less chance of it dying on you. So join a club, talk to other people. If there's a nursery nearby, you know, or even if it's a few hours away, make a trip, and just talking with people helps. Grow what thrives in your area, and remember that coffee tables are the #1 killers of bonsai trees. Right, that's what they say, right? So you bring it in and you put it on your coffee table, and it's like, it's dark. It's probably gonna die.
Before we let you go, I actually wanted to show, one second, because I have it right here. You know, I know you're a graphic designer too, and you have this amazing says stickers, right?
Yeah.
Send us that we absolutely love. So everybody's looking like, this is just so amazing. And actually, you created even a computer brand, because this is.
Oh yeah. That's awesome.
So,
Yeah. The stickers.
Yeah. How can people find these awesome stickers?
Well, I have them on my graphic design website, but I'm actually, within the next 2 months, I'm going to be launching my Little Jade Bonsai website. And that is going to be really cool, because, you know, it's going to be a big resource for people that have questions. You know, I'm going to have a big, long, frequently asked questions, just specifically about Portulacaria. I'm going to have my store on there, of course, my link to my YouTube, and it's going to have a lot of stuff on there, and it's going to be just a resource center for people who have questions and about Portulacaria, because this is, like I said, this is my species that I love. And, you know, I have a few ficus, but this is it, you know, all that. But if they're on my Instagram and people message me, you know, I always sell my sticker packs. So yeah.
Awesome.
Well, that was awesome, and thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. We love what you're doing. Keep doing it, and
No, thank you. This was amazing. This was really
Yeah.
cool.
No, thank you guys. No, thank y'all, because y'all are such awesome people. And like I said, what I love about y'all is, it's all about people that are just getting started, and someone has questions. I love how you're always posting, ask me your questions. I mean, that's awesome. I mean, it's good for people. Like I said, bonsai can be very intimidating for people, and how y'all approach it, y'all are very open to everybody, and I don't know. I think thank y'all for doing that.
And that was it for today. Gilbert is so kind and nice and creative, so we had a really good time interviewing him. And make sure you follow him in his Instagram account. You won't regret it.
I hope that you guys enjoyed this interview as much as we did. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, show us some love with that like button, and we will catch you guys next time.